Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Love Our Life. Today I am back at Walt Disney World and at Hollywood Studios, and today I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to prepare for spring break here at Walt Disney World. These are going to be in-park tips to help you to make your experience better, especially here at Hollywood Studios because it has some of the most popular rides. So let's get inside the park. So come on and join me. Spring break crowds have arrived. It's 9 a.m. and parking is backed all the way back here. We'll get in here eventually. We are waiting to go in, and you can see the crowd is pretty crazy this morning. It's actually past 9 o'clock. It's still backed up. So definitely prepare yourself for that. It will get really busy. Okay, now that we're in the park, let's start with the tips of how to make your spring break a little bit better here at Disney World, especially Hollywood Studios. The first tip we're going to start out with here today is that you always want to get to the park early. You always want to get here early at rope drop or no longer than 9:30. Unfortunately today we got here a little after 9. We got inside the park at right 9:35, something like that. But you want to get here early so you can get all the early rides out of the way, like Slinky Dog and Rise of the Resistance. And let's talk about that a little bit more. Now, I know in other videos we always say start at the back of the park first, but at this park you definitely want to do so. You're going to want to start with Slinky Dog Dash or Rise of the Resistance because it is the most popular rides here. Now, you do have the option of doing Tower of Terror as well, but I would wait on that. Usually the wait times go down for that. Usually Slinky Dog and Rise of the Resistance are the worst, but because today Rise of the Resistance is down as of this morning, we can't get on that. So we're going to choose Slinky Dog. So one of the best things you ever want to do here at Disney World is make sure you have the app downloaded. Yes, they have paper maps, but this is the best way to go because it has everything you need on here. It actually has all the wait times up here as well. You can see everything that you need to know, and without having to just walk around the park and be like, how long is this wait time? How long is that wait time? Boom, it's right here in the app. And you get everything that you need to know. And we're gonna go after Slinky Dog, and it's a 100-minute wait right now. So let's head over there. All right, we have made it into Toy Story Land. Now we are gonna go over here and get into Slinky Dog Dash. We'll get into more of the tips after the ride. So from the time we walk to the front of the park to the back, the wait time has gone up to 120 minutes. Just expect it, it can happen. At this point, we've been in line for over an hour and 15 minutes. Still not even close to getting on the attraction. All right, we are super close now. It's been about an hour and a half wait, somewhere around there. But finally made it. This is Joey's first time riding this. He's pretty excited. Better be worth it. It will be. So here we go. We are about to load onto the vehicle. Joey's excited. It's his first time. Here we go. Ready, Joe? Here we go. Here we go.
This is my favorite song. Come on, everybody, sing along.
Some of the folks might be a little bit smarter than I am. Okay, off of Slinky Dog and into Batu to continue talking about some stuff. But Joey, what did you think about Slinky Dog Dash?
It was fun, enjoyable. Would I wait another, 2 hours?
Hour and a half, I think is what we waited.
No.
No.
It's,
Okay.
it's a cool one and done, I think, for me.
Yeah. But would you recommend getting here early to do it so you're done?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well be here super early.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's always gonna be 90, 120 minutes. It seems like every day I've been here, it's always been over, 60 minutes.
If you have never been to Florida during the spring or summer, it is important that you stay hydrated because it does get really hot. Today, it's around 80, 85. It's not too bad, but as we progress into spring break and into the warmer months, it will get really, really hot. So make sure you are staying hydrated, and we'll show you a couple areas where you actually can stay hydrated. And what I mean by hydrated, I mean hydrated for free, because there are water fountains throughout the park. Yes, even in Batu, and I'm going to show you where that is. As you enter in, you're going to notice these restrooms here to your right. Over here to your left is where we're going. They have these water bottle stations. Here you can do refills on your water bottle, and 2 fountains here too. They have these all over the park, so make sure you look for these. And of course, they do have areas where you can actually buy the blue and green milk here at Hollywood Studios. That's another way of staying hydrated. It's not dairy based, it's actually more of a fruity drink, but it is still cool. And of course, not just in Batu, but all over the park, there are different types of food booths that are set up where you can get some different snacks like Mickey pretzels, Mickey premium ice cream bars, and just some beverages all over the park. They have several of these, so there's plenty of places for you to stay hydrated and energized. So the next thing that you want to consider is purchasing Genie Plus. Now, each day, Genie Plus actually changes in price, so you don't always know what it's going to be. But the way Genie Plus works is it actually gets you into what they call lightning lanes on each attraction that you choose on Genie Plus, and it's very complicated and a huge system that we're going to do a whole video on very soon. But to have Genie Plus, that means you're going to get to be able to skip the line on certain attractions at certain time. You can choose one at a time, and then once you're done with that one, choose the next one, and you keep going throughout the day, so you do not have to wait on that. And you're asking, well, how much is this? Well, let me show you how much it is. And also keep in mind that attractions like Slinky Dog Dash, Rise of the Resistance, Tron, and Avatar Flight of Passage, that these are what they call individual lightning lanes that you actually have to pay an additional fee for. And usually goes around 20 bucks, 15 to 20 bucks for those. But let me show you real quick what the prices are for Genie Plus today. So technically you can purchase each park individually for the Genie Plus. Like today, March the 4th, Animal Kingdom is $17, Hollywood Studios is $24, Epcot is $29, and Magic Kingdom is $27. But you can actually do multiple parks valid with a park hopper ticket for $27 as well. So really, honestly, if you're going to park hop, the $27 is probably your best bet. Or if you're just going to stay in one park, I get it. But, I mean, the prices range from around this to higher. The cheapest we've seen it is $15, but the most expensive is around $35 to $40, somewhere around there. So just keep that in mind that you probably want to do so when you're doing this, because it's definitely is going to help you with your experience and help you to get through the rides a lot faster. And here's an idea of how this looks, and it'll work. So if we had it, we would do the lightning lane at 12:30. The time right now is 12:05, and it would move on from there. So you can do all these different attractions like this and all the shows, which honestly I don't think the shows are worth it for you to do. But like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is at 1 p.m. That would be the next time that I can do it. Or $3.50 for Smuggler's Run, because that's a more popular attraction. Slinky Dog Dash, not currently offered, which means all the lightning lanes have been purchased for today, and as I mentioned earlier, these are the more expensive ones. But you can see here, it kind of gives you an idea of that, and I don't even see Rise of the Resistance on here. Let me go back, I may have went too fast. But yeah, so Rise of the Resistance isn't even on here anymore because it's either too long of a wait or it's down, either one. But you can also do Tower of Terror as well. Now, another thing that you're going to want to do is book your dining reservations very early on. You can actually do these 60 days before you arrive. So make sure that you have that down to the T, like you know exactly when 60 days are out, because right at midnight is when you want to book those reservations for places like Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, the Sci-Fi Diner and 50s Prime Time, or also Hollywood and Vine if you're talking about Hollywood Studios. Also, if you're going across Disney property for places like Crystal Palace at Magic Kingdom or Ohana at Polynesian, that's a huge one, and that is one that's very hard to get. So you want to make sure you're up at midnight when it strikes over so that you can get that reservation up to 60 days before you're supposed to be there. So I definitely would take that into account when you're doing so, because there's so many restaurants and there's so many people trying to get into these restaurants. It's important to do so beforehand. Now, a lot of times you can get walk-up reservations as well, but it's kind of hard to get that. And today, when we pass by, I will actually ask if there are walk-ups. But it being the first week of spring break and everything going on and everyone coming, it's going to be harder to do that and to get those. So make sure you plan accordingly. You definitely want to take advantage of that. Another thing that you want to do here while you're at the park is, because we know that the days are super long here and there's a lot going on, you want to take time to just take a chill and go and see a show here at Walt Disney World. They have plenty of shows here, great shows for you to see. And one of my favorites here is the Indiana Jones show. So you should definitely check this out. And you know, it gives you about 30 minutes just to kind of chill and maybe get you a drink while you're doing that. It's always cool, always fun. So make sure you check out a show when you come to Disney World. Another thing to do is, it doesn't matter how old you are, take some time out and meet some characters, because it's always fun. Joey and I are gonna go meet Donald and Daisy right now. Just meeting guests, saying hello. Have a good time. So a follow-up to what we were talking about earlier, if they have walk-ups at the restaurants, they do not today. So you cannot walk up at Hollywood and Vine and 50s Prime Time at the moment, but keep trying, because you might be able to later on in the day. And sometimes you'll get really lucky and the road down here on Main Street here, well, it's not really Main Street, will be completely, well, not completely empty, but halfway empty. So just keep on going. Sometimes you're going to get some good shots, but during spring break, you probably won't see it this empty ever. Also, side note and real quick tip, if you have any questions related to anything, confused about your park tickets, confused about Genie Plus, make sure you go into Guest Relations. They will help you. As soon as you enter the park, it's to the left here at Hollywood Studios. And at the other parks, it's very obvious where it's at, because they have big signs that say Guest Relations. So make sure you always do that. Also, after a long day at the park, do not be afraid to use the trams. They're here for you and to help you out. And I know that Joey and I are going to take this one right stinking now. The trams aren't always the best option, because sometimes, you know, it does take a little bit longer to get going. And a lot of times we found that it's actually faster to walk, but today, when you're a little bit more tired, hey, might as well. And do you remember where we're parked today?
308, I think.
308? Make you 308.
309.
All right, let's go. One sub note that I need to add onto this, and I know that you guys probably already know this, make sure you bring sunblock, because you're going to need it. Even myself, I get sunburnt sometimes out here, so you want to make sure that you bring it, because it's definitely going to help you, and it could ruin your vacation if you get too sunburnt. I'm just saying. But my final point for today is make a plan. So we all know that you can try to make a plan and plans get ruined and everything like that. But I think the best advantage to Disney World is having a plan, and it doesn't have to necessarily be set in stone. It doesn't have to be on a Google Doc. If you prefer doing it on a Google Doc or on Pages, on Apple, whatever, do so. Whatever helps you to have the best experience. But have a general plan of what you are going to do when you get here to the park, because it's going to greatly help you out. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier if you know what rides you want to ride, what restaurants you want to go to, what you want to see here in the park.
what characters you want to meet. That way you have an idea, so you're not so scatterbrained and you miss on things that you normally wouldn't see if you didn't have a plan. So that is my final point. Make a plan, have a great vacation, and enjoy the time together. That is another big point. And no matter how long the wait times are, enjoy the time with your family, because you never know when you're going to go to Disney World again. This might be your one and only chance, or you might get to come every year. But make sure you take the time and enjoy the queues with your family and just have a great time. But thank you guys so much for watching today. If you are new here and you like everything that you see, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. And remember, the road goes ever on. We will see you next time.